Not for the meeting.
Yeah,
I need you for 2 minutes to sign stuff.
We're going to call this meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We had an executive session. We talked about personnel, contracts, a couple of legal things. Okay. Public comments on agenda items. Please stand and clearly state your name. Anybody? Okay. We'll move on to approval of the minutes.
I got a motion to approve the city council meeting minutes, July 22nd, 2024.
Second?
Properly moved and second. Any questions on the motion? Vote on the motion.
Dietz.
Yes.
Augenbaugh.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. Registry of invoices. First one up is the auto draft, which is bills that we pay. They deduct it right from our accounts. It's like the electric company, things you can't be late with, that you can't vote on. Things like that we pay. So if you've ever looked at them, that's what those are. So can we have a motion on that?
Go ahead, Jen.
I make a motion, we approve the auto draft, $38,756.93.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any questions on the motion? Vote on the motion.
Dietz.
Yes.
Augenbaugh.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. General fund.
Make a motion to approve the general fund in the amount of $435,342.78.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any questions on the motion? Vote on the motion.
Dietz.
Yes.
Augenbaugh.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. And no pen vest this time. Old business, second reading of Council Bill 1881, that's the debt ordinance. Yeah, I'll read it. Oh, thanks a lot.
I put it in big letters for you.
I don't know. I can't see real well. Authorizing the incurring the non-electoral debt by the issuance of general obligation bond and notes the obligations in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $16 million, covenanting to pay and pledge unlimited taxing power of the local government unit for the payment of the obligation, authorizing the establishment of a sinking fund and the appointment of sinking fund depository, fixing the form, maximum interest rate, maturity, redemption, and other provisions for the payment thereof, authorizing the acceptance of the proposal for the purchase of the obligations, authorizing the bond insurance, if desired, authorizing a filing of required documents with the Department of Community and Economic Development, ratifying and directing certain actions of officers, and making certain other covenants and provisions in respect of the obligation. Anthony, do you want to speak a little bit?
Sure, you want me to stand?
Yes, please.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm Anthony Ditka. I am the city's bond counsel. I drafted the 40 pages that was summarized in that paragraph. What we're doing tonight is we're authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds and a note. We're distinguishing the two because the bonds are being issued to refinance existing debt of the city. It's 2012, 13, and 15 notes that are currently outstanding, and we're going to refund those, but only if we can achieve savings. Just like refinancing your mortgage or doing something like that, we're taking interest rates that are high, turning them interest rates that are lower. So it's good news for the city. The notes are to do some capital projects that are related to the merger between the city and the township, to expand some facilities and make some changes. We have separated them out because the note is a grant anticipation note. We are anticipating a grant that will pay at least half of the cost of those renovations and improvements, and so we need to be able to have that note be short. meaning only 3 years, because we want to be able to pay it as soon as the grant funds come in. Otherwise, this would just be one big bond issue. But this is all good news for the city. We talked about the fact that we will probably issue bonds. We'll probably do this in about a month. We'll sell bonds, and we'll close a month after that, and hopefully that is after the Fed has cut rates. And even, it will be even better news for the city. But Tim Friends from Janney Montgomery Scott has been at your prior meetings. Janney Montgomery Scott is going to buy the bonds. That's the part of the description that was authorizing a proposal for the sale of the bonds. Janney will underwrite and place them with the law universal holders. And I am here to make sure that we shepherd through the processes for state and federal income tax laws, because these will be tax exempt, which is more good news for the city. It means you get lower interest rates. That's as short as I can make those 40 pages. But any questions? A lot of new faces here, but I've been coming to Dubois for a long time.
Yeah, it's really, the first part of the bond is we're not taking in, it's only to refinance. It's no new money or anything like that. It's just to get a lower interest rate and what we already owe, so we're not taking out any higher ones. The second one is a short-term one, because when we do the building, the grants are paid afterwards, so we have to pay all the expenses. We have to pay for the building and say, here's the building, then they pay us back. So this is the money to temporarily finance that. Call it a construction loan, just to finance it during the construction until then. So we're not taking any money out the back end.
And I would be remiss if I didn't thank your solicitor. I talked to Tom on the way up. Matt and I haven't met yet, but we're going to, they've been part of this. And again, this is the same ordinance that was read on July 22nd. It was presented to the joint board 2 weeks before that. It has been kicking around for a while, but as your lawyer, just as the good folks in Dillon, Kansas, and Coulter, Grandma, this is ready to go when you're ready to vote.
Great, thank you.
Any questions by anybody on that? We're just going to open it up since we're on that topic and he's here.
Yeah, I just have one. Anthony Androlonis, Copial Dubois. Any prepayment penalties at S&T on any of these loans?
So the bonds are sold, anytime you have a bond issue that is municipally traded, it has typically a 5-year call if it is 10 million or less. So the notes that are being issued, remember they're 3 years, there's no prepayment penalty for those. Bond issue, there's no prepayment penalty, but we can't prepay until 5 years have elapsed.
Okay, how about the loans that we're paying off of the bond issuance?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question.
That's okay.
No, there are no prepayment penalties on those. And even if there were, it would be factored in so that we would still save money afterwards, but there aren't.
Got it.
I did all of those for the city, just like I said.
Good question.
Good question.
Any other questions on this subject? Okay, we'll move on. New business.
With the vote to accept.
Okay, want to vote on that? Okay, let's have a,
I'll make a motion to approve the second reading of Council Bill number 1881, debt ordinance.
It should be noted as a second and final reading, correct?
That is the second and final reading.
That is second and final reading. Second.
properly moved and second. Any questions on the motion? Vote on the motion.
Dietz.
Yes.
Augenbaugh.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. New business, HR module purchase.
Yeah, this is an HR module purchase from Edmunds to help really make the human resources more efficient and productive here for both the employees and the staff members. What this module will enable folks to do is employees can go on, get their W-2s, look and see what leave balances they have so that they have all that information. Instead of us right now, we're printing pay statements out, putting in an envelope, handing them out to each employee. It takes time, takes money. This will be a huge savings and efficiency for us. Additionally, it helps us to track that leave balances, which is currently being done by paper.
A one-time cost?
There is a reoccurring annual fee that we do see this being used through consolidation. The initial quote is for a 3-year program.
At that amount?
At that amount, at $6,200.
Is there anything else that goes with that, as entering time or anything like that, or?
There will be a module for folks to enter their own time.
Okay.
How will that be monitored then?
We're not real sure if we're going to use that component or how that component will be used at this point. Right now, it's done through spreadsheets, so we want to first move at least to a digital format instead of paper spreadsheets. But ultimately, Jen, it would be monitored by the department head. They would review and approve any timesheets.
Would that be a daily thing, is that they're entered in daily? Is that how that's set up?
Currently, the township has a similar module. It's done every 2 weeks. The employee would get on and enter that information. So we haven't decided if we want to do it daily or that bi-weekly.
Okay.
Does that also track, like, if they're on vacation, disability, all of that's in this program?
We'll be able to track what vacation are utilized. Vacation approvals will become digitized. Right now, it's a paper format also.
Most businesses have that now, I
Yeah.
will say that. Just employees go online, boom, 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 they can get whatever pay stub they want. They can change their deductions online, all that stuff. So it does save a lot administratively that way.
Yeah, and the timesheets, when we do get to the point where we're ready for the employees to enter them, and we go to the department head for review, and then ultimately for the human resources person to review and approve.
And then this would carry through consolidation with the
Correct.
new?
Correct,
Okay.
yep.
You'd like a motion for this?
Yes.
Yes.
I make the motion for the module purchase in the amount of $6,200. HR.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any other questions on the motion? Vote on the motion.
Can I ask the name of the software?
Edmonds.
Customer agency, thank you.
Yes.
Audubon.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. West Washington Water Line Replacement Project.
These are two applications for payment. I'll turn it over to Mike Haynes for.
All right, thank you. Yeah, this is just the first two payment applications for the West Washington Avenue Water Line Replacement Project. Basically consisting of the month of July and what work has been completed to this point.
Are they on schedule?
Yes. Yeah, they are on schedule. They should be making the main line, water line is in. I believe they're gonna be doing starting to do service tie-ins this week and possibly even paving the end of next week is what they're looking forward to based on weather, depending on weather.
And you inspect all this yourself? Or is there, we have an inspector?
We do have a part-time inspector, and then I also pop in and out, as I can.
But you can't.
Okay.
With the paving, is that the whole street there then, or
Yes.
just patch paving?
Yes, I believe that was gonna all get paved. It's gonna get milled and
Okay.
paved.
And then, just one thing with being new and stuff like that, one thing I always work good with the gas company, National Fuel Gas, to make sure they don't have anything planned and try to coordinate certain projects together on stuff that they want to do. So I don't know if that communication's happening, but that's something to consider to work with National Fuel when we go to tear up a street, that if there's something that they're gonna do, that you can do the projects at the same time, so you're not going back and redigging it back up later. And with them doing projects as well.
Right.
So, thank you.
So you're recommending these pay applications be approved?
I am, yes.
And these would be funded through the CDBG program, these pay applications. And Joe already started on the paperwork as soon as it's approved to formalize that.
Make a motion that we pay the West Washington Water Line Replacement Project applications 1 and 2 in the amount of $148,164.85.
Second?
Properly moved and second. Any questions on the motion? Vote on the motion.
Dietz.
Yes.
Augenbaum.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. Resolution number 2024-0387, STMP grant application.
Yep, this is a resolution which will also need to be passed by Sandy Township to authorize us applying for STMP Grant Phase 3. The Phase 3 monies will be for the budget, tax structure, user fee, consultant. We did receive those, we received one proposal in from a reputable firm that the joint board will be discussing next Wednesday at their joint board meeting.
I make a motion, we approve resolution number 2024-0387 STMP grant application.
Second?
Properly moved in second, I have a little statement. These are for consolidation, and there's no, it's 100% grant. There's Sandy Township.
10%.
10%, I'm sorry, very small. Okay, there's 10% of it, the city and the township, that's okay. So, any other questions on the motion? Vote on the motion.
Dietz.
Yes.
Augenbaugh.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. Public comments on any subject you like. Almost.
Oh, okay. Now I gotta change it. Charlie Meckling, Monroe Street. I was just curious, I brought up a while back about when we found out the financial problems that were going on, possibly taxing hotel rooms in the city to help get a little more income to pay some bills. Any movement on that?
I think that's a state thing. I don't.
I believe
Right.
we can't do that. It's all,
Yeah.
Correct.
I believe it was said it was through the county.
Can the city have a hotel tax?
Like an amusement type tax?
I've
something
rented a
like
lot of
that.
hotel rooms, my job, and
I'd have-
there's a municipal,
Yeah.
like when you see the bill comes down for the room, and then there's like a state tax and everything, but there's a municipal tax.
Yeah, I don't
And-
know. I don't know off the top of my head, but I could certainly look at it. This is the first I've heard of it.
Because I know that, like the average across the United States is 13.4%. I think it gets up to like 17.7. So there's a lot of municipalities that do this. I think it's a really sweet deal because you're not taking any money from any residents to put into the kitty.
Right.
And to me, it's a win-win. But
I'll certainly take a look into it.
it sounds like, yeah, I'd be ready to do
Clearfield
that.
County does do a hotel tax.
We'll have an
Exactly.
answer next-
Clearfield County does do a hotel tax.
We'll have an answer in 2 weeks.
Super, thank you.
Okay?
Thanks.
And we get some of that money back. You heard Commissioner Winters here a couple weeks ago talking about how we get some of that money when we apply for.
Yeah, but I think they're only up to 6 or 7%.
So we can look into if we can do an additional local hotel tax.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes.
Kathleen Clement, Chestnut Avenue, Dubois. The reports, the redevelopment codes, engineer, are they written reports? And are they available?
Yes, they are written reports.
Are they available?
We could make them available for if someone wanted to see a report.
I just thought I'd ask. Okay. And the West Washington water line replacement that you just talked about, and Joe just talked about, and you said, would that be CDBG money? Is that last year's?
Last year's.
Okay. I thought, damn, that's 148,000 that's.
Technically, 2020, it's 2 years ago.
Okay.
Because,
It's that far.
because
That's a big chunk.
we're applying for 2024's money on November 1st.
Okay.
So they're almost a full fiscal year behind, but yes.
All right.
We just got the full approval to do last year's project last month.
And we won't see the money until probably March or April of 2025.
All right, just thought I'd ask, because I thought, oh man, how am I gonna get lighting? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mark Simitravi, Weber Avenue. I know I brought up to you about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, it was Sandy Township, and now we've been consolidating here, so I can look in the future here now. But the rare earth minerals, remember the Penn State project, the $1 million grant that we were trying to find out about. I don't know if you ever heard anything about that, because I didn't see it was awarded to anybody. But also, I just read where Jefferson County has that new, I think they got something down there pretty big to mine rare earth stuff from the coal, leftover coal ash. So I was just wondering if you haven't heard anything, because we have a lot of acid mine drainage around this area. I'm assuming that they could probably get stuff like that around this area then also too. But I was just wondering if you've heard anything about that.
No, unfortunately, we haven't heard anything. We have been continuing to reach out to our legislators. I know there is a portion somewhere in Clearfield County, and I know the commissioners are working on it, where they're looking at an acidemite drainage discharge to do the rare earth mineral extraction from, but unfortunately not in Sandy or Dubois. But there are another site that they are looking at.
Anybody else? Jim, council member comments?
Yes, school's starting up here a week from Wednesday, I believe, so, traffic-wise, all that, just please be careful out there. It's usually pretty busy the first week anyways of school, but watch out for the kids.
The school buses.
School buses.
Yeah.
Not tonight.
Yes, sir.
Elliot?
I just wanted to thank and commend all the city workers that have worked at the park over the summer for all the events. They've been a huge help. They put in a ton of hours. The park has been exceptionally clean and well run all summer. So thank you to all the city workers and volunteers that have helped out with all the different tournaments and events and everything that goes on in the park all summer long. Appreciate it.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'll just say, just real quick, I just wanted to thank the employees also. It's been a tough transition process, and we're still going through that transition process, and we will be, unfortunately, for the next year and 4 months as we move to consolidation. But the employees are all just doing a fantastic job, and we really appreciate all the work they've done. Additionally, I just wanted to say, we've been getting some comments that there hasn't been a lot on our city or township agendas. So I just want to let you know that we do have the consolidation meetings the third Wednesday at 6 p.m. There is a good amount of business discussed there, and a lot of things we're holding off on right now that may normally have been worked on, just because we do have that consolidation so close. We don't want to have to do something and have to go back and redo it in a little over a year. So that may be why things seem a little bit short on the agenda side.
Okay, I don't have anything else.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Good. Properly with a second. Vote on the motion.
Dietz.
Yes.
Augenbaum.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Gelfen.
Yes.
Reesinger.
Yes. Thank you.
You guys run the best. Wow. Tell me when you guys have 2 minutes.
I'm gonna run over and sign something here, and I'll be back. You take care, and I'll be
Oh, good guy. So I texted and told him, he said, hey, you coming? He said, I'm not coming. Let's do this. I said, no, he's asking me to go
And they're requiring it's going to be, they do this contract every year. Yeah, I know exactly what intersection you're talking about. I just listened and I went down to understand, because I guess this is the norm.
My niece down there. Yes.
Just let us